Alrighty, here we are. Happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee. I am coming at you from CreativeLeeYours.com, my studio, and I'm an independent demonstrator in the US if you don't already know who I am. And today it's time for a little bit of crafty fun. So we have changed our Tuesday crafty time together from going live on Facebook to moving over to YouTube. So I'm still new at this. I still have a lot of things to figure out, but here we are. We're giving it a go, right? Yay, 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 yay. So I've got good stuff for you today. You'll see behind me, there they are, those super adorable cards created with the Kite Delight stamp set. Those are the projects, or three of those projects are the projects that we'll be creating at our next stamp and bingo and card class. Yay, so much fun. I love that event. So if you've not joined us before, I hope you'll give it a try. And if you've joined us before, you know you don't want to miss out on all the fun. So anyway, let's go ahead and switch the camera over and get started. And I'll show you what we're going to make today. Okay, so this is the sample that I've got made already, but we're going to change it up a little bit. So so cute. So we've got our stamping of our tulip fields and our little bicycle in the middle. And this one is done in just our bright new in colors. Love them, love them, love them, love them. So just a fun little card here. And we pulled the Kite Delight stamp set that I just mentioned that we're going to use for bingo. I pulled the sentiment from that one. And then we used the Tulip Fields bundle. So this is the stamp set. And then this die set here with the windmill and the bicycle, and there's a fence. There's so many little bitty pieces in there that are awesome, 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 awesome. So this is all part of, excuse me. This is all part of the flowering fields. I believe I have that correct. Let me find it in the mini catalog. It is part of the flowering fields. There we go. Sweet collection on page 14 and 15 of the mini catalog. So this is the product suite that we are featuring this month for our All-Star Tutorial Bundle. If you don't know what that is already, that is a 12 tutorial video tutorial bundle. Hey, Susan, so glad you're here. Kay, Janet. But each month there's 12 global demonstrators that get together and we create a set of projects for you that are awesome. And you're not going to see them anywhere else. They're only available as part of that tutorial bundle. I gift that tutorial bundle free for every 50, well, not for every. When you spend $50 or more with me in a month in an order, then you will get that tutorial bundle for free. You can also purchase it for $15 if you prefer. And of course, if you're on my diamonds team, you get them free every month. Yes, 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 yes. So, all right. So this is the stamp and die that we're using. There's actually two of them in this product suite, but this is the one we're using today. So let me go ahead and slide this over here so we can see it as we jump on in, because I'm going to change it up a little bit. And we are going to go a little softer in our color scheme today. So instead of using this little bicycle, I'm going to switch and use the windmill. So let me pull out the dies so you can see which ones I've used. I've got a hodgepodge. I haven't put this one on a magnet card. Usually I do. And I've pre-die cut these. So you're going to see I've got the base of the windmill, the detail, and then this blade here. So you've got this die, cut out that one. I got them all buried. That one there, and this one, cut out those. So I already ran those through and cut them. And I'll tell you, I did put adhesive sheet on the back of this one so that we'll be able to peel and stick it together. It makes it so much faster and easier to do that extra little step right before you die cut these. So we'll put those back away for now. Hopefully we won't need them. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble this little windmill here. And the reason I'm doing that is because now that my focal point is a little bit larger than I did on this one, I'm going to have to do some adjustments in my placement of the center there. So let's go ahead and peel this backing paper off. So this is gray granite cardstock that I've die cut. So after the video, I will go in and put the complete supply list for each of the options of the cards. I'll put them both in there and I'll separate them so you can see which one's which. And then I'm going to also put the cut dimensions. Those are going to go in one list together. So I will put all of that in afterwards. That way you have the links for everything you need if you need to purchase something, as well as the information to recreate this on your own. Now tomorrow, this is actually going to be my project as part of the All-Star Tutorial Team blog hop. So tomorrow I will have a printable recipe card that you can grab off of my website as well for both of these cards. So I just used a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that windmill because see, look how much larger that is. So if I put my focal point in the same spot, this is going to hang off my card, which will be too big, too far up. So let's use that as our guide. So I'm going to lay this down here. I've got my cute little windmill. So I can go over the edge of this because see, I've got some rim. So I can go over the edge, but I don't want to go too crazy with where my placement is. All right, so I've got that kind of where I want it, and I'm going to take a pencil if I can find one. I had one, and then I walked away with it. So I'm going to put just a dot right in here. Oh, I wrote on my card. Okay, well, that didn't help me at all, did it? I forgot that that wasn't through to the back. We'll go like that. All right. So I'm going to use that as a guide as I'm stamping these lovely tulip fields here. Let me find my, there it is. There it is. There it is. I'm going to pull in my foam pad. Sorry. I can't speak and do things at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I'm pulling it off the counter here. And I seem to be struggling a little bit there. So there's my little center spot, and I'm going to use 3 colors. I'm going to pull in Blushing Bride, Fresh Freesia, and Highland Heather as my 3 colors. So I said we're going to go a little softer on this. And this is the stamp I'm using. So it's just a little triangle of flowers, which is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay, I do have a scrub and mist handy because I'm going to have to clean between colors. So let me pull that in. And you guys have to tell me in the end which one you like better. Are you more of the bold, bright colors, or do you like the soft pastels? Do you love them both? All that fun stuff. All right, I am going to start actually in this corner over here. And the reason I'm choosing to do that is I believe this is my longest length. And I want to make sure that I don't put this in a place that this isn't going to reach, right? Because I want to make sure that that is going to reach that center. And it does. Oh, goodness gracious. That's good. All right, so I've got my first one stamped down. Looks like I caught an edge of the block, but that's okay. No worries there. See if I can keep these ink pads from getting messed up. I'm probably going to have to close them in between each one. I don't know about you guys, but I struggle a little bit with that. All right, Fresh Freesia is going to be our next color. And I'm just going to rotate this around a little bit as I go. So I have my visual. Now I'm going to use the edge of the stamp best that I can. It's really hard to see on a video. Yay. So I got that one. So I'm just using that as a guide as I work around. And so this is going to take a few minutes because I'm going to create a kaleidoscope here. And I'm in a tight space, so I cannot leave these ink pads open without making a big, big mess, I believe. All right, I'm going to keep rotating this because I can see it better. Hopefully it doesn't destroy your view. Okay, nice. Now I think I'm going to work back the other direction just because. We'll see what happens as we go here. Okay. I messed that up. No, I don't think so. Fresh Freesia will be next. So I'm just changing the colors. I'm using 3 this time instead of 5. It may not work out. I've not done this one before, so I don't know if 3 colors is going to work out even, or if I'm going to have to switch up my color a little bit. We'll see as we go here. Oh, good, Jean. I'm glad you were here. I hope you didn't miss me because I wasn't on Facebook. Hopefully you were able to find it okay. I still haven't figured out how to kind of schedule that I'm going live, and then actually have that be the live that I connect to. All right, there's my Highland Heather. So it's looking pretty darn good so far. Just keeping that same alignment as I'm working my way around. Just using the edge of that stamp as a guide. I'm not too worried about what that point looks like in the center, because we're going to cut that out. Okay. And we will get our freesia in next. It looks like I got a little wonky off here. I kind of got a spiral going on, but that's all right. I'm going to put another freesia over here. My guess is I'm going to have to double up on a color somewhere where this is not going to evenly work out, but we'll find out. I had to do that on the last one. It may be a little more noticeable on this one as we work our way around. The last one, I kind of had to cheat right in here because I really didn't have enough to do all 5 colors around again. So I made it work. There's probably a mathematical way to check all that and have fabulousness work out. Ooh, I might get lucky. Let's see. Got a little extra space on that one. But boy, if I can get that blushing bread to fit right in there, that would be nice. I've got a thought if it doesn't. Okay, it's going to give me a little more space than I want. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to grab another scrap of paper. I'm going to cover that center. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So I'm just going to lay that right there. Let's see if this will work. I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this, but I don't want it to overstamp on my other colors here. So I'm going deeper so I can fill in that gap a little bit more. See what I tried to do? It's not perfect, but it's okay. And then this way, my point is not too deep, and I'm not worried about that little spot right there because I'm going to cut this out. So I filled it in pretty decently. I think once we cut out the circle, we're not even going to notice that. All right. Cute, 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 cute. So let's pull this all out of the way. Get rid of these ink pads for now. Now I'm going to bring in Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I don't normally like to die cut on camera because my setup is really not lend itself very well to that. But I'm going to do it today because this one I found, because of the die I chose to use, it needed to be die cut after it was stamped. I'm bringing in the new magnetic plate. Yes, we have one. Yay, yay, yay. So the sandwich, there's an insert with the plates, and it tells you to do 1, 2, 5, and 3 with your layers. But it looks like when they reconfigured the magnet plate, because we had one before, it had some quality issues, so Stampin' Up! Pulled it, reworked it, and I'm just very excited about it. It's very heavy duty, very nice, and it's a full magnet sheet like they had tried to do before, which is really nice. But it looks like this sheet didn't get updated. So we're going to take away number 2. So we're going to do 1, 5, and 3s. So I've got my platform 1. So this comes with your machine. I'll set that down in there. And then platform 5 is the magnet plate. And like you can see, nice and thick. They put a metal base on the bottom of it, so it's super sturdy. Okay, so I'm going to put my plate 5 in there. Now I want to put in my cardstock. So we're going to put that in. I know you guys probably can't see that very well. And then I want to bring in my dies. So I am using, let's make sure I get the right one. Okay, so I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies. So these are going to be my best friend. I'm going to use them all the time. So if you don't have them, get them because you're going to want to have them. All right, so I'm going to use the second largest. I'm going to die cut a circle out of this. Now, you guys can see, I can shift this a little bit as needed. I don't have to have this totally centered because then it's going to cut out the outside a little bit. So I'm going to shift it over just a smidge so that it falls inside my layer here. Okay. So the stitching on this die is what makes it that you need to stamp and then die cut. All right. So to finish off my sandwich, I just put a plate 3 right on top, and we're going to go ahead and run this through the machine. Oh, Jean, it's cold and rainy where you are. It looks pretty sunshiny nice today. I haven't looked at the temperature, but I think it's pretty nice today. All right, let's get rid of our machine. And let's reveal our die cut piece. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, you could use this for something if you want to. It might be handy. But now I've got this great die cut circle, and I've got this little stitch detail, and I didn't have to worry about stamping over the top of that stitching and it not show up very well. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes when you stamp over something like that, it will leave little unstamped spots, like holes. So this way, we don't even have to worry about it. All right. So hopefully that is going to turn out fabulous. I'm excited. Like I said, I didn't make this ahead of time. I'm hoping that these colors all work out, right? You just never know. All right, let's pull in our thick white card base. So this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of thick basic white. I recommend using thick cardstock if you're going to use white or vanilla for your card bases. Now, I will say there's an exception every once in a while to that, where sometimes the fun fold you're doing needs to be different, right? And so it's okay if you've got to use a thinner cardstock, but it's just so much nicer. All right, so I'm going to layer this right on top of this Highland Heather cardstock, and I'm going to pop it up. So I'm going to get a little excessive with my dimensionals. I know you're shocked, right? All right, I want that circle to stand up. Whoops. I want that circle to stand up really nicely. So I'm going to be a little bit excessive with the number of dimensionals that I'm going to use around this circle. I know, it's a lot. And we'll just stick one there and one up there, just to make sure it's on the card base really well. Now I'm really narrow here. So if you really wanted to put something there, you could take a little piece, let me grab a little snip of my foam strips, foam adhesive strips. Now they're a little bit taller in height than a dimensional, right? As you can see, right? They're going to stick up like twice as high. So you could do that if you want to. The other thing you could do is grab some of your foam adhesive sheets. So you know that these come in a nice big sheet, and it's a little closer to the same height as the dimensional. So I'm actually going to take a piece from that. I've got a little scrap here from the other day. So we're just going to put that right on that edge. You don't have to do that. You could leave that alone and not do it, but I wanted you to see. Oh, good. You're having beautiful weather with no humidity. That's always nice, right? Janet, are you in Florida still? I think you were in Florida last I saw. I could be totally wrong. I might be getting mixed up. I know you're packing and moving and doing all kinds of stuff, I think. All right, almost done with this crazy number of dimensionals I put on the back of this. I'll be happy in the long run that I did do it though. All right, and I did a skinny border. You guys know I love skinny borders. And how fun is that? I love it, I love it. All right, now I'm gonna pop this up on the front here as well. If that's too much for you, don't do it, but I'm gonna do it. I can't resist it. I'm gonna do it. But I won't be so crazy with my dimensionals. We'll just put a few. We'll go ahead and pop one in the center. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. All righty. There we go. Lay that right there on the front. I'm loving it already. Yay. Okay, now I've got another basic white circle that I cut out using the third smallest. So 1, 2, wait, is that right? It's not the third largest. It is the third largest. Okay, third largest. No wonder I can't count. And that's going to pop up right in the center there. Just like we had on the bicycle one that I've buried. Here it is. So we've gone a little larger because we're doing a larger focal point here. I'm going to put this lovely windmill on it. Fun? All right. So let's go ahead and pop this up. We could attach the windmill first if you want to. I don't think the order really matters. Oh, we're almost out of our sheet. So we'll just use the sides. You can use 100% of your dimensional sheets. If you didn't know that, don't throw these edges away. I'm just going to clip them, and I probably didn't need to clip the whole thing, but it just makes me feel better to just do it all at once. And you can just grab these edges right off and use those. Okay. And I'm going to pop this right up in the center. Just gives a nice little frame there, kind of fun. And then we can add this right down. Now, you can either do this flat or you can pop it up. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to do this one flat. So I can just add a little bit of adhesive to the back, and I'm going to use my dreaded liquid glue. I know some of you guys are a fan. I'm not a great big fan of this, but sometimes you just have to do it. Oh, thank you, Janet. Janet says she's busy packing, but she's taking breaks to watch me, which I appreciate. That's so sweet. All right, so we're going to get our little windmill. I think I want it to kind of come up a little bit. There, nice. So cute. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and add our sentiment. So let's see, I've got a little strip of white cardstock, and let's grab back our lovely foam. And I'm going to switch up the stamp set. I'm going to change to, if I can find where I put it, I'm going to pull in Rainbow of Happiness. So I felt like, while this is super fun, which is for a Carefree Day, and I think it goes fabulous with these bright colors. For this softer one, I wanted something a little more scripty and light. So the You Make Me Happy jumped right out. So I'm going to pull that one in. So we're going to pull in our Highland Heather ink pad. And we'll go ahead and stamp this lovely little greeting. And it fits nicely on the same size piece of cardstock, right? It just really changes the look of it, though. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who knew? I didn't know if this was going to turn out or not. You don't know until you do it, right? Okay. Let's bring in our twine. I have buried it. There it is. So I'm going to take about 12 inches of twine. I actually like to leave my ribbon and twines on the spool and tie them that way, but I will make my 2 loops, tie my bow, and I actually want this a little bit larger. Yeah, so it hangs out a little bit. So we're going to clip that down. And I'm actually going to adhere this kind of right inside that knot, kind of inside that little ledge there. Does that make sense? So it'll kind of go down in a little bit. You know, I'm going to flip that over. I think I want the longer side. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so let's grab a glue dot. And there's one. I'll just slide that right down in there and push that knot right down into it. I don't like to touch them. I know, it's a weird thing. All right, and then we can pop this right up over the top, and it's not going to interfere with it. So kind of fun. All right, let's just grab some of our scraps of dimensionals that we've cut off here. And then we'll pop this right up on the front. And kind of having it go past the edge here. I think that's kind of nice when it's not all so lined up. Cute. Now we definitely need some bling. Let's see. Let's bring in, we're going to bring in the new 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. Oh, love these, love these, love these. All right. So let's pull in and grab one of these large fresh freesia opals. And I'm gonna put that right there in the middle of my windmill. Cute. Now you could sprinkle on a few others if you wanted to. I think I'm just gonna leave it up there at the focal point and not worry about adding any others. But it's kind of fun, right? It's a little bit of a different look. Same card, 2 different colors. Switched out our sentiment to give it a little different feel as well. Like it? So much fun, right? I think so. Good, good, good. Oh, I do want to show you. So I told you that we are, this is our Sweet for, good grief, Wendy, our all-star tutorial this month. And again, you'll see these cards posted on my blog tomorrow with the recipe cards. But I want to show you what we did in my card club. Just a fabulous card. And I'll be sharing the tutorial with my club members tonight. We're going to do this live together. So this is a theater card. So you pull and look at that. Whoops, I got a little too strong. Put that back in there. All right. Isn't that cool? And mine is a little fragile, but it does spin. It's had a lot of handling over the last few days, but you got a little background scene in there. Fun. Isn't that cool? Very 3D. You can sit it up, and then you've got a place on the back to add a little note. Fun, right? So we do all kinds of really cool cards in my card club. So if you're interested in learning new techniques and of course, lots of great fun folds, you might consider joining us for the next card club. Yes, you can join anytime and get access. We have over 800 and I think 60 something tutorials in the group now. My Diamonds demonstrator team gets access to all of that for free. So, you know, if you've been thinking about joining Stampin' Up! Family, we'd love to have you as a diamond and, you know, take advantage of all the perks I offer and come join us. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys about is this is the last week to register for my Let's Set Sail card class. So let me give you a quick peek of those cards. So these, it's a 5-card class using the Let's Set Sail bundle. That one's a silly one. And a fun fold, of course. We've got to have a fun fold in there. So it's a 5-card class and registration closes, I believe, Saturday for that one. So, all right. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I have not figured out how to get back to the comments from the live. So if I did not answer a question that you had while we were on your live today, please leave me a comment after in the video itself, and I will go back and answer those. At some point, I'll figure this out. I thought that I had my settings set up so that I could see the comments when I play it back, but I'm not seeing them. So it could just be a challenge for me personally, right? But we'll figure it out eventually. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with your crafty friends. And I am excited to see you guys again next Tuesday. Thanks. Bye for now.